Hi guys, and welcome to those who are watching this after on the rerun. I am live, so they'll be talking to people that join in on the stream. Today I'm going to be finishing up, continuing and finishing up on our misfits picture that I've done on a previous stream. If you go to the 12th of May, I started this picture. So I will be continuing this one, and we will be using mixed media to continue with this. This includes pencils, some markers, hi May, and some watercolours. So we will be finishing this up because this has been hanging over, and I thought I'm not going to do any of this off stream. I'm going to do it all on the stream. Hiya! So I'm going to be continuing. I'm going to be doing their clothes. I'm going to do the rest of it today because there shouldn't actually be a huge amount to finish up. So I was thinking along the lines of greens for her, greys for the middle one, and like terracottas for the other one. Hiya! So I'm just picking out my colours in the markers. I will be using marker bases just for the clothes, and then the ground will be paint, the moon will be paints and pencils, and the acrylic fog will be with acrylic paint. So we're going to be finishing all this up, and we'll add a little bit of stickles in at the end. So that was my plan for today, because I want to finish up the hedgehog on Saturday and start the Mythomorphia page. So there is quite a few things. I broke my tripod. I've had to make do with one, so I hope that the angle's okay. So I'm just going to be picking out colours underneath me at the moment. I'm thinking for this girl I'm going to be having the greens. So if I start off with a really quite a pale green, I can darken her up with pencils. So on here I've got green yellow, but I think the small nib has actually run out of pen, so I'm going to have a look now. It's run out of like ink, so I've got to find it. How are you all? Hiya Desiree. So I'm just having a look at what colours I would like. Yeah, this, for some bizarre reason, when I got these Touch 5 markers, hi Christy, this one I am going to be using yellow green. Is it yellow green? Green yellow, number 48, yeah. They came, a couple of them were dry. So this one, the fine nib, I'll show you. The fine nib, which is this lovely end which I usually use, is completely dried out. Though this end, the big fat broad end, is absolutely fine. So anyway, so I'm going to make a start with this girl here. I'm going to do just the base of her, and then we're going to layer the pencils on top. As always, I'll be using Prismacolor pencils because they are what most people have. And then we're going to be using paints, both acrylic and watercolor, to finish them up. And I really want to get this done today, so that it's done, because I absolutely love the misfits, and I know they're not for everybody. You know, I've had quite a few messages to say they're not for me, and I understand that they're not for everyone. But it's not so much the picture, it's the techniques that you're kind of picking up along the way. So it doesn't matter sometimes on the picture that's being coloured, it's the techniques that people use, and the layering, and what can be mixed together, and the paints, and you know, there's a whole number of things that you're looking for. So it doesn't always matter about the picture. I mean, I certainly, you know, I watch people's streams, and there's certainly pictures that I would never colour in a million years, but I'm looking at what they're doing and how they're doing it, and their, you know, the beautiful way that they do things, and how they're enjoying it, and you know, that matters to me more than anything else, is what the person is doing. Hi everyone. So we're just going down with this base of the Touch 5 marker on this end sister here with the red hair. And then I'll be bringing in some Prismacolor pencils and doing her dress and her tights. So I hope everyone's okay. I'm having a bit of an off day today. I've been having a few of them this week. I'm okay though. I'm okay. Just, you know, there's days where you're just not quite sure. So I'm one of those. Right, I'm going to be picking out some greens. So I'm going to have a scrap piece of paper somewhere if one's not run away from me. And we're going to be testing out some greens because I want to layer her up. I want some dark greens. This one is olive green. Hiya Natalie, how are you? And I'm going to pick out marine green. I'm just picking out a few greens so I can see what I can layer up with. I'm going to go for, what's this one? Kelly green. I'm just looking at some greens. Don't like that one. I don't like that one. Apple green could be my lightest to blend. Alright, I think I'm going to go for, because that's more of an apple, because I can blend in with my apple, can't I? Okay. Is that an olive? Kelp? What's that kelp? Quite like that one. Okay, so I think for this one, I'm going to go for my apple green to blend in. And then I think I'm going to go for, Kelly green. I'll say the numbers. And my darkest will most probably be marine green. So I'm going to go for my, I'll zoom you in a little, bring them down. Right, so I'm going to pick out, this is marine green in PC988. I'm going to pick out where I want the shading to go, like I mostly always do with my pictures. So I'm going to come in. The whole thing doesn't have to be shaded, you're just picking it out to start with. It's good to have an idea where you want your dark parts and your lighter parts to be. So just picking it all out. Yeah, I agree. If anyone's got a channel or, you know, anything that you want to share, put it in the comments so that other people can check you out. Because our lovely May has got one. There's quite a few ladies I know that have got channels, which is really nice. Because who doesn't want a colouring channel to watch? So pop them in the comments, or pop them in, if you're watching this back, pop them in the comments. Or if you're in the chat, put them in the chat and everyone can go and check you out. So there's a bit of a shadow there where she's got her chest and here. And I don't want a huge amount. Then I'm going to bring some from the bottom upwards. Hiya! Hi Kate. And Kate needs some love, bless her, because she's having a bit of a time as well. I think it's that time, isn't it, of the year. So lots of love to Kate as well. But we're just picking out on this one where we want it, because this isn't my darkest shade, but I do really want to just know where I'm going with this. So that's what I mostly always do before I blend it up and tidy it up. I sort of pick out where I want things. I think it's like a good planning method, just sort of pick out with your pencils where you want to go, and then you can always do all your blending after. Because people have said to me they're not getting on with the marker bases because they can't blend the pencils really well, and on initial laydown they don't, so it's good. Oh yeah, I did make it to Dee Dee's wingnut book. That made me laugh because she was colouring in the, what was it, the Kraken. And you know she always calls, she always says crack-a-lackin'. So I was watching it, I was like, the Kraken-lackin'. It sounded like it had to be called the Kraken-lackin'. Oh, thank you for doing that, May. Yeah, May's got some brilliant tutorials. If anyone wants to check May out who watches this back, May's channel is May Kristen Brooks, and she's got the most amazing 2 tutorials, one on glitter effect and the other one is on eyes, how to colour eyes, and I highly recommend them for people watching this. May is a sweet lady, and then our lovely Kate over at Kate's Colouring Haven, she has got some great colour alongs on there as well that she does. So Go check them out. There's loads of others, guys. I mean, you just have a good look through YouTube. Okay, so I've kind of picked out where I want to go with my darker parts of my colours. I'll get my words out in a minute. I don't know where half of my stuff is, you know. Oh, okay. So I'm going to have to do... Okay. Now I've grabbed my olive green and over that Kelly green, this is PC911. Now I can start to really darken it up and blend my colours in. So that's what I'm going to do. I can't wait to do all the mixed media on this, but we'll get there. I'm not going to rush it dramatically, because if I rush it, then I'm not doing it how I would do it off screen. I take my time with stuff because I like the result when you take your time. So I'm not going to massively rush it. I like to show you how I do things, like, you know, myself. I find it hard to rush things because when I rush things I make mistakes. So you can bring this up. Same here. I'm not blending it in yet. No. Yeah, we're all friends. I call it my colouring family. I really do. So, same with here. Your marker base will be there, but you do want your pencils to do the majority of the work. So I'm not gonna just leave the base as it is. I'm gonna sort of add what I want to in and then blend it all together. Okay, so she's starting to darken up a little bit now. Now I'm going to bring in, just to blend out the edges, the apple green in PC912. And I'm just going to blend out the edges a little. Yeah, I broke my tripod, guys. So I've had to somehow attach my phone to the end with a makeshift one. Couldn't believe it because I bought a really good tripod, and to be quite honest I can't get another one just yet. I'm just going to move you a moment because my tripod's playing up. Just bear with me, bear with me. Yeah, I broke it by complete accident. I just got to balance it. There we go, I'll bring you back down. There we go. So I've had to make a makeshift tripod for now. Oh gosh, it wasn't my day the other day. I broke my tripod, I was having a bad day, and then I just thought, I can't do this. I'm walking away from today. So I did. And now I have to buy another one, but it's going to have to wait. So my makeshift one is useless in some respects, but it's working for now, so it can do. It's because I've got one of those floor standing tripods. I couldn't believe it. I was like, oh God, what is happening? Why is this happening to me? So now I'm going to get marine green, and that's in PC988. See you later, Desiree. Have fun. And I'm going to just darken up those edges now. I always lessen my pressure as I'm coming up. So, what's everyone been up to? I took Chip out for a walk yesterday. I haven't done much today. And I've bought some acrylic paints for my backgrounds, which I'll show you. I'm so excited about them. Okay, so she's sort of looking a little bit more like how I want her. I'm going to bring in a little bit of black in PC935, and where the creases and her hair are, I just want a little shadow, and the same here and here and on the arm at the side. Okay, Elizabeth. You go and wash on your telly. That's okay. You don't have to talk, guys. You can just watch. I'll try and talk myself, like I try and explain what I'm doing anyway as I go along, just for people who watch it back. So if I'm not chatty because I'm explaining, then that's why. Oh hey, what did you get in Happy Mail, May? I'm going to bring down to here onto her type. I'm going to go for a really light green. So my marker base is going to be 163. So if you can see that. And that's in green bice. And this is just a really, really light green. I'm doing her all green, this girl. I don't want bright colours for these ladies because they're like witches, aren't they? So I'll just go over the entire area with this, and to prevent a lot of streaks, if you just go quite quickly, then you shouldn't get streaking on these. These are alcohol markers, as I've mentioned before, so you need to pop a couple of pieces of card behind. And then it's the same with this side, exactly the same as what I've just done. Can't wait to add the paints, make the moon and add the fog. I love doing that bit, that's my favourite part. I've got a thing at the moment, I love playing with paint. It works really well though in books. I'm going to be doing more and more with like pencils. I'm not going to be using markers in any of my upcoming ones. You know I'm doing the why do I keep saying Phantomorphia? The Mythomorphia colour alongs and my Serene colour along. I'm only using pencils for those, but the background I might have a mixture of things. But I won't be using any markers. These are just for the misfits that I generally use these. Okay, I think I'm going to grab my olive green. Or kelp. Do I want kelp? No, I'm going to grab kelp. Kelp is PC1090. And I'm just going to go from the top down. When it's slightly darker underneath where her dress might shadow. But I'm going to use some black there. You guys are so sweet in the comments to each other. It's nice to have support from such a lovely bunch of people, I think. Okay, so I'm just sort of putting where I want the darker areas to be, because you're going to blend this out. And then on her foot, I'm going to sort of do the same. It's my planning. I love to plan on these like bits in my head, where so if I know what I want it to look like, I'm going to kind of plan it. Being that the moon's coming in this side, I am going to keep with the shadow on the inner leg, because the moon is going to be your, if I come down, the moon up here is going to be the light source. So if I zoom out a little bit, if you've got the moon coming this way, she's going to have more light coming in from the corner. So you've got to take that into consideration when you're putting your shadows and stuff in. Where is your light source coming from? So in this case, it's the left hand top corner. So she wouldn't have dark on this side. It really is the best. Hi Alicia, how are you, lovely? How did you find the pastel pencils? I have the full set of those, and you know I've only ever used them once, and I've had them 3 years. I couldn't get on with them at the time, but that was when I was fairly new to colouring, so you know, you don't know how you're going to be after art, do you? So it's really hard to judge on what you're going to be like. I'm going to grab my apple green, and I'm just going to go on the edges of this and blend out those edges, and I'm going to come in with black in a moment and just layer it up. because it will look effective. Right, underneath of where her dress would be, it would cast more of a bit of a shadow, wouldn't it? So I'm grabbing my black and I'm just going to darken underneath where the dress might shadow the legs. And it's the same with the inner thigh. And the same on this part because the light's coming that way. And now I've got my olive green in PC 911 and I'm just going to go over that bit there where the green, where I've just put the black, because it keeps the black but it's hidden it a little bit. I've got so many things to do on the channel and I can't do them all at the same time, so patience with me is much appreciated because I'm trying to do so many things at the same time, so just bear with me, I'll get there. Okay, so I'm quite happy with how she's come out. Hiya KP, how are you? So I'm quite happy with her colours. I wanted just as a green lady. I'm going to grab my white Posca. Just on the outside. You can't see it unless you're here, I suppose. I'm just putting like a line just for like a highlight. And it's the same with her dress. I just want a little bit of a line. So I'm just adding in some sort of like small effect. And it's the same with her sleeve. I just want... Okay. So, I think I'll do one there on that. Okay, that is her. Aw, thank you. I wish you better, KP. With my middle sister, I think I'm going to do her in greys. With my end sister, I think I'm going to do in like terracottas. So if I'm looking, or browns, browns, terracottas. So I've got my chart here and I'm thinking maybe the terracotta is the one that I'm thinking of for her base coat. And then we can darken it up with some really dark browns. And I think I'm going to do her grey and black in the middle, and she's going to have a purple ball and it's going to have a big glow on it, I think. I think that's what I'm going to go for. So with this girl, I'm going to go for terracotta, which is number 21. I'll show you what it looks like. So that's the kind of colour. It's like a brownie. It does go a little bit lighter when it dries. So I think I'm going to go for that. I'm going to zoom you back in. I'm going to bring her over. And I'm going to go for terracotta on her dress. Because I want them quite muted. I don't want bright colours. You don't see witches and stuff really with bright colours, do you? So I'm going to have her in brown, her in green, and the middle I think is going to be in greys. Greys and black. I want them all quite muted and like witches, if I make sense. Some babble sometimes. So yeah, I got some acrylic paints. I don't know if anybody else, I know KP likes to play with paint. I got some acrylic paints the other day and I'm really happy about them. They're so lovely. I'll show you the colours after, because we're going to be using them in pictures and stuff in up and coming streams. I use them as backgrounds only. Not on every picture either, because you know, I mostly do pencil work, but I like to mix my mediums sometimes. So I cover the entire area and I try to not get any streaks, but sometimes it's unavoidable, so you can go over that with a pencil anyway, so it's no big deal. This is just like basing something. So did you guys see I uploaded part 1 of the Tinkerbell from the Colour in Heaven, Hannah Lynn? I'm going to be filming part 2 after the stream, hopefully, and get that up by this evening. So I'm trying to get everything done that I'm supposed to be doing. It's really hard. Okay, that is just the base. So now I'm going to have to select some browns, some dark browns, and a slightly reddy tone. So I think I'm going to go for a red in there. One that matches might be the burnt ochre in PC943. Hiya! And then I think I want some Tuscan red, which is PC937. Then I need a darker tone, which might be the sepia in PC946. Oops, there we go. And then I want one other brown, so I'm going to go for dark brown in PC946. Okay, so I'm going to sharpen my Tuscan red. Hi you guys, coming in. Hope you're all well. Thanks for joining me, even though I know that the misfits aren't for everyone. So to start with, I'm going to go for dark brown, and I'm going to go like I did with this one. I'm going to go around the edging and pick out where I want the darker parts of her clothing to be. With always, I go on the inner of the arm because it's like a crease, and on the outer I bring just down to sort of about there, and with the sleeves. But the darkest part will be on the outer, because don't forget the moon's coming in this way. So our dark part on the picture would be on the right side. It would be predominantly darker on the right than it would be on the left. So we're going to do mostly the darker side on that. It would be a shadow because she's got her armpit crease on against her dress there. And the same, we're going to bring just a little bit on that side. Not too much because, yeah, she has got the moon facing her there. We're going to bring some dark from this side in. And we're just planning this out at the moment with our colour and bringing it sort of like to life. Okay, and this part would be really quite dark because it's hidden. With her sleeve, we're going to bring the dark part up, and same with here. So you're planning where you want your light source to come from. Andrew's due home any moment, so he comes in and Chip starts barking. I apologise, because he will bark. He can't help it. He's got to bark at everyone that walks in the door. Okay, so that's starting to get a little bit of shading now. Now you can blend the edges out with the burnt ochre in PC943, and we're going to straighten those edges out and get rid of any of the lines or any of those like streaks. Bring those in, and the same with this part here. How long did it take for my Chinese books to arrive? Me? 2 weeks. Less than 2 weeks, but it was like 10 days. 10 days, let's show 10 days. So, not too bad, considering, because everyone says it takes a month. And thank you, Kate. Now I'm going to bring, I want some reddy tone to her dress. So I'm going to bring in the Tuscan red in PC937. And all those areas that I've just done with the dark brown, I'm just going to go over slightly. We can darken it up with some sepia. But I do want a reddy tone to her dress. So I'm bringing in that Tuscan red. And I'm going into the areas that I just did, but not too heavy-handed with this. I'm just kind of going like enough to show it, but not enough to sort of dominate the picture. I don't know if you can see that. Is that showing up? Yeah, I think so. But I can see it in front of me, unless it's like, if I bring up my lamp, if I bring the light down a little bit, you can kind of see where the shadows are starting to form, can't you? So if I turn that back up a bit, there we go. I don't know how it looks to you guys, because although I can see it in front of me, my screen's not great on my iPad. It doesn't show it in high resolution, which is really ridiculous, being that it's an iPad, but you know, that's how the cookie crumbles. Okay, so I'm bringing all of that together. And then our last colour would be sepia. So I'm going to bring that in a moment. With her little straps, I'm just going to bring the Tuscan red on that and just feather it out. That doesn't need any markers on that part. And our darkest colour will be sepia, which is PC948. And I'm just going to go into the very corners where I want the darkest parts to be. And just go over that ever so slightly, not too much. So I hope you've all been enjoying your colouring and your pictures and what you've been up to. I haven't coloured in my own time for a few days. I've been reading a hell of a lot. Enjoyed a book, couldn't put it down. I sat up one evening, not yesterday, night before, from 10:30 in the evening till 3 o'clock in the morning because I couldn't put it down. Oh my god, it was by an author called Paige Toon, and it's called 5 Years From Now, I think. I'm going to bring her hat because she's pretty much done. Oh my goodness, it was so good. Okay, her hat, I'm just going to go for a base of sand, which is 107. These are still the Touch 5 markers. I've only got one set of markers. I really want, oh, there's loads what I want. Whose lists are just ridiculously long? I would love Copics, but I just cannot afford them. And I would love to buy myself, there's another set called, I don't even know how you pronounce them, Limon Shoot or something. I can't know, don't ask. I don't know how you say it, but they're really lovely. And I'm just going to have to keep wishing, aren't I? So my Touch 5s are brilliant for what they cost. I love them. They cost me £23 for 80. I mean, who can moan about that? So I'm going to go for Tuscan Red, and that is PC937. And over the sand, is that dry? Yeah. Over the sand, I want it slightly redded. So we're going to do Tuscan Red and sepia, I think, or dark brown, one or the other. Has my chat stuck, guys? Are you just gone quiet? I'm just checking. Hi, Dusty! Okay, so I just want this, like, just starting to bring it together. Then I'm going to grab sepia. And we're going to go over. How are you doing? Hope you're well. Me too. Kate, I don't know about you, but my list is like as long as my Christmas list when I was a kid. It's just ridiculous. When I was a kid, my Christmas list used to be really long. Oh, it's the same as an adult. It's like, what's going on? I've gone backwards. And I want to blend that out a little bit. So I need a blender, which I've got to find. Let's grab a blender. I'm just going to use a Prismacolor blender. You know, your colourless blenders, they're perfect for this. And I'm just going to blend that out because I don't want to use white because it will lose the colour of the brown. Okay, and then I'm going to grab my white Posca pen. And I'm going to go here, here and here. And I'm going to bring that up. Okay. And I'm going to come down to her tights. Now her tights, I'm thinking maybe I want to do... what do you think? I'm going to zoom out and you can tell me. What do you think? I quite think these colours all go together really well. Do you think I should continue with the terracottas or should I do something else? Maybe red? No, I'm not going to do red. What goes with this? Maybe like a melon yellow. Maybe we should do a yellowy type tight. Yes, that's the one, Christy, by Paige Toon. I've just read it. It is amazing. I couldn't put it down. Or maybe I should go for like a dark wood. That goes, doesn't it? Can you see those on there? Yeah, that's like a yellow. So maybe like a ochre yellow. Oh, thank you. I'm so glad that you joined me. And thank you. That is such a lovely comment. See you, May. Take care, lovely. Okay, I think I'm going to go for the melon yellow. Melon yellow? Melon. Let me have a look. I have to look at it again. Melon yellow. No, it's the dark. It's called dark wood, but it's not. It's not dark wood. So I think we'll go for that. I don't know why. Some of these do not like match at all what the actual name of them are. So what number is that? 31. Where is hiding from me? Okay, I found it. So we found it. This is 31. This is the one we're going to go for. So we're going to go for this on the tights. So like with the others, I've just covered the entire area. It's like a dark yellow. It dries like a yellow, more of an ochre yellow. And then we can match what pencils we want to lay out on top. And do that. But that kind of goes, doesn't it? And she's going to be black and grey, because I really like those colours. She's going to be grey top and black and grey tights. Then she's going to have a purple crystal ball, and it's going to have a big glow around it. And she's going to have a black hat as well, or grey hat, shall I say. Oh, these are the Touch 5s. Let me show you. These are Touch 5s, so they're so cheap. They're really inexpensive, and I only use them as a base in the Misfits. I don't use them on most of my pictures. It is just on the Hannah Lynn and the Misfits pictures because they're Create Space. And I find they work really well as a base in any Create Space book that you might have. I love them as, you know, this, but in my other books like Serene and Mythomorphia, double-sided is a no-no because look what happens. You get a bleed through. So they only go on single-sided, and I really highly recommend them for the Misfits because it gives you just a base to work with, and then you can go to town with a background. They're really good. I mean, they are cheap. You know, if anyone says about budget friendly, for 80 markers in English pounds is £23. I mean, you can't really argue with that. That's a really, really good price. And they're not unlike the price really of the 100 super tips in Crayolas. So they're really quite a good like value for your money. Okay, so I've got to now match up some colours, guys. I might go for burnt oranges. So like a pumpkin orange. Hiya, Robin. How are you? Nice to see you. I think I'm going to grab, I don't know if this is a goldenrod, because that might blend it in. And then I think I want like a reddy brown, so maybe a terracotta. So I'm going to grab terracotta. So as my medium. Okay, I'm going to zoom you into the tights so you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to pick out, again, the darker parts on her tights that I want. I'm using the pumpkin orange to do that. I'm going to remember that my light source is coming this way because the moon is in the top left-hand corner. So I want the darker parts to be on the right-hand side. Medium. Where am I getting medium? I'm making my own language up. And we're going to bring that down to here. Again, I'm going to do the same on this leg, and I'm going to bring that down because we'll blend that in with some goldenrod after. These sisters look like they're going to be up to no good making like a big spell on someone in this book. I wonder what they're planning. I sort of think that because every artist has like a story in their head when they draw their pictures, don't they? So it'd be good to know the story behind them. Okay, I'm going to grab terracotta, and that's PC 944, and over that pumpkin orange. I'm going to darken this up in the darker sides that I would like. If you can hear that beeping, it's my washing machine. I'm going to go and switch it off in a second. It only beeps every now and then just to let me know it's finished the cycle. Done all my washing today like a good girl. No, it's the same, KP. It's like, what is this person going to be doing? Like, where are they going? Or what's this one making a spell doing? And you kind of, it's good to have a picture in your head. It helps you kind of colour like the atmosphere, doesn't it? So with these, I knew I didn't want bright colours because I can't imagine them like witches are generally in like blacks and like dark greens and dark purples, and you've got those sort of like pictures in your head, haven't you? I'm going to go for goldenrod and just blend that out. But an artist always has a picture in their head when they're painting their own stuff. Like, I should imagine like she has quite a gothic imagination, the lady behind the White Stag. I don't know her real name. Is it Terra Bidlespatcher or something? I don't know how you pronounce it, but her name's Terra. And you can imagine where her mind like goes, can't you? I'm going to grab just, where is it? Black in PC 935, and I'm just going to go underneath. The colour is nearly done, and the last bit is the paints, which doesn't take long. We're just making a shadow, and then we can blend that in. Okay, I'm just going to go down here a little bit. And then with the pumpkin orange, I'm just going to blend that out a bit. Okay, so if I come out, oh bless. They know how to like pick their timings, don't they, animals? Now I'm going to go for greys and blacks on this lady. I'm kind of going to go for this green grey here, which is GG3. I mean, there is another one, like a warm grey here, but I quite like that green grey because that's the kind of lighter colour I'm looking for. So I think I'm going to go for green grey 3. Oh, wait, I've got to find that now. Oh, where are you hiding? There it is. I'm going to do that on her dress and her hat and some of her tights, and then the rest is going to be black. So I'm going to go for it on her hat because we're going to do a load of shading in with black on this because she's the main witch. So she wants to be the darkest one out of all of them. Hiya! So if you can hear beeping in the background, just ignore it. It will stop after a bit. I think it tells me about 10 times. I'm going to go over the entire hat. It's easier to go in circular motions, isn't it? It speeds the process up. I found though, the darker the colour on the markers, the more you have like streaking, which is a shame. And I'm going to do on her dress as well. I was sitting there last night. Is anyone into Marvel or DC comic movies? Just out of curiosity. And I saw the trailer, and it's the first time I've seen it. It's been out a while because I was trying to avoid anything about it. The new Avengers Assemble Infinity War, and it made me just want to binge watch the other films, the other Avengers one, so that I can watch the latest one. So I might do that. I'm still trying to compile a list, guys, of everyone who's going to be contributing in their streams for the colorathon this coming weekend. So if I can get a list together, I will be announcing that on YouTube so that you can choose which, ones you're around for and you can join them. Is it really good, Natalie? Oh, KP, I feel like that sometimes and then I get in the mood for them again. Because sometimes I feel that they're trying to just draw out these superhero films because it's such a big industry, isn't it, now? But to be quite honest, these last few, the Black Panther one and the Avengers one, because do you know, it's the first time I watched a trailer for it last night because I've refused to watch it. I just didn't want to watch it. So I'm going to go for every other one on the tights. I didn't want to watch anything to do with it, any spoilers, any trailers. I wanted to go in blind because I find that I don't know if I'm the only one, but you know when you've got trailers for films, they tend to show the best bits in the trailer. And then when you go and watch the film, you get so disappointed, and sometimes you just want to go and like not know anything and really enjoy it. So yeah, I don't know. I really just want to go in there blind. Like, no, I want to go blind. Oh, you got drive-thrus in America. Do you know that? I'm so jealous. I say this, Andrew will be my witness for this. We have no drive-thrus here. Well, not that I know of. And I honestly, 1,000,000% always say I seriously want to go for a drive-thru. And nowhere does them. And you've got such a good thing over there. Like, I'm so jealous. I'm coming to live over there. Seriously, you've got so many like amazing things in America, and I'm like, ugh, what is wrong with Britain? We're supposed to be catching up. Why have we not caught up yet? What's going on? We've got a load of other rubbish, but we haven't got that. Oh, which states do them then? Is it like big touristy states, or did it used to be like in most states and they've taken them away now? Or what, like, how does it work over there now? You have to fill me in with the states, because yeah, I genuinely will really wish that they did them every now and like every so often here. Yeah, I want to go. I seriously want to come. We've been saying we want to go to America for ages. Like, we've planned it. It's just like money, you know, like with everything, like with most things in life, because of mortgage and bills and whatnot, and it stops us. But I want to go so much. You're in Hawaii, aren't you, Christy? You and Anthony? Oh, really? See, that's a shame because they're so fun to have. Like, we don't have them at all here. Like, not one. And if they do, they come as like a rarity and then they go. Okay, I'm going to shut up now and I'm going to quickly just pick some pictures, some pencils. Okay, so we need some greys. So I'm thinking along the lines of, I'm going to grab a few and then we'll sort them out. So here I've got 50% warm grey. I need like a 90%, I've got to find them. What's that one? Is that one? That's one. Okay. Oh, that was good, like, picking out on my end. I just picked them out and like they were the right ones I was looking for. So I've got 70% warm grey and 90% warm grey, and that's what I'm going to go for on her clothes. So for her hat, I'm going to start with her hat. That is so cool, Beth. I need to come there. Like, I genuinely think they should do more things like that, because they're just so uniformed now. Don't you think? Hiya, Victoria. How are you? I think everything is so uniformed. It's all the same. And I think the originality of things is just like lost. And I really want to just like have something back. Okay, so I'm going to go for 50% warm grey, which is PC 1054. And I'm going to go from the inner part outer. And as I always do, I feather my shading out to like hardly anything. Because we want to keep some of the original colour, but we want to kind of like shade it. Yeah, you find everything is going the same, don't you now? And like you want, I'm going to zoom you in, you want some originality back into things, because even like events now, they're not like they were before. The atmosphere's not as, you know, as much as they were before. And I'm not even, I'm talking about even from when I was a kid. And when I watch like things from the 50s, you know, I genuinely would love to have been born, you know, in like the days of Grease, the musical, in the 50s. I'm an old soul. Like, I love all the older stuff. And I would love to have been like after the war, not before the war, bless them, like I would never have liked to have been around then. But before like the war, they had hardships. After the war, it just seemed like everyone was happy and there was so much more happiness in life, and I really like that. So I'm going to go for 70% warm grey now. And I would have loved to have been born then. I'm an old soul for my age. I really am. I like things like I watch stuff from 50s and 60s and I'm like, oh, Andrew, we should have been born then. Yeah, I'm the same. I'm the same. Like, I genuinely would love to have been born. There's a program here in the UK and it's not on the telly anymore. But I've been watching the reruns of it. So I'm just going around all of this, sorry guys. And it was called Goodnight Sweetheart with the guy out of Only Fools and Horses, Nicholas Lyndhurst. And it was set after, well, during World War II and after World War II. And like even the way that women dressed and all the like, you know, sort of how men treated women with like respect. And when people used to call, it was cute. There was none of this like how they treat people now. It was so nice. And I'm like, I want to be born then. Like, take me back. I know, Elizabeth, so you were in the best time. Do you know what, KP? I think I'm going to do on Saturday and Sunday during that time, yes. I think next weekend I'm going to do, well, this weekend coming, I'm going to do Saturday and Sunday, same time, 4 o'clock. I think I might also do a little video log of what I'm colouring throughout the day. I'll wait and see on that one, see how much phone memory I've got. And now I'm going to go for 90% warm grey, and I'm just going into the very corners here because this is your darkest shade. Yeah, I would have loved to have been born in like the 60s or something, like 50s, and grew up in the 60s, I think. Like, I was born 1987, so I grew up in the 90s and 2000s, and even so much has changed in that time. And I love the 80s. I was only like 3 when the 80s finished. But I loved anything. And even now, I still love the music from the 80s. But I am an old soul. Like, I was born in the wrong time. I'm just going to grab the 30% warm grey and I'm just going to blend the edges out. And I'm going to have to add in her hair flicks. Like, I even love all the 80s films. I love them all. I'm just going to bring her flicks out over her because I'm just going to, because you know I've like lost them where I've shaded it. Okay, I'm going to bring down to the dress. I'm going to grab, I'm going to grab 70%. I'm not even going to go for anything lighter. And I'm going to go underneath the collar. We are going to get this done. It's just the colouring of the dresses that's taking so long. And then once that's done, the rest is actually really quick. And same as under here. I would be lost though without technology, like my phone and stuff. But there's so much that I wouldn't be lost without, and it would have been nice to have been around in those times. That's just me blabbering on, but truly, like, genuinely, I would have loved to have been around then. Okay. Now I'm going to get the 90% warm grey. I'm just going to go, like, underneath the arms because that's causing, like, a shadow. And the same with under her collar. And just with the lighter shade, hiya! It doesn't matter, as long as we can understand you, Victoria, it's fine. Okay, Okay, I'm going to grab 30%. I'm just going to blend in those edges. I'm really looking forward to like hopping on everyone's streams over the weekend. So I'm going to be by my phone and I'm going to see everyone's like popping up, like so and so's, like whoever I've subscribed to, which is most. So and so's live, and I'm going to be like, oh! So I'm going to have to have my phone like charged all day, like plugged in on the charger. But I'm just going to be joining everyone's streams. It'll be so much fun. Oh, did it? But was it set in the 60s Greece? Although it was out in the 70s, it was set before then, wasn't it? And I'm just getting the black. Was Greece set before then? I love musicals. I love them. My latest obsession is The Greatest Showman, but I love any musical. And I would genuinely live my life in a musical. I'm coming down to her tights, and I'm going to get the 70% warm grey, and I'm just going to go over all of them. Just shading a little bit. Yeah, I think it was set before the 70s, but I just like the time that it was set in, and like, oh, I just love it. And all the dancing. I don't know if I'm alone here, but Andrew will tell you, my mum will tell you, like, I live my life in song. I walk around the house, and if someone says, like, even the word stop, in my head I'm singing the next line of, hey there, wait a minute, Mr. Postman. You know, that's the sort of, like, stuff that I'm like. Or if someone says a word and I can relate it to a musical, I automatically come out of a song. And Andrew says to me quite often, do you have to turn everything into a song? And I'm like, yep, that is exactly what I have to do. And now I'm going to get back the 90% on ground. I'm just going to go over that a little bit. Like this, I don't know. I just live my life in a musical. I'm just really, 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 really bad like that. Oh, Robin, I'm not the only one then. I love musicals. I was watching, I've watched The Greatest Showman recently, and I've watched Hairspray recently, the newer one with Zac Efron in it, because I just love that. John Travolta as Edna Turnblad is my favourite character I think ever. I love Sweeney Todd, I love Grease, I just love so many. I haven't watched Chicago yet. I love Oliver. I know all the songs from those. Oh, Hairspray's amazing. John Travolta, honestly, my favourite role is him as Edna. You can't beat it. I'm going to go, you know her collar? I'm just going to go on the outline with my Posca pen and make it like lace. And bring that up. And I'm going to do the same here. I'm just going to, because I genuinely want that like lace. I'm just going to wipe that all out. It gives that a lacy effect. And then I can do it here, but it's going to be a little bit harder, but I can. So I'm just going with a Posca pen. You can add textures to your drawings if you want, or your your colouring. And I'm just going to bring that up as well. Now with her crystal ball, we're going to do that in a minute. I think with this, I'm going to go black with her tights. So underneath, I've got black, and I'm just going to fade that out. Hiya! Do you know, I have never watched Phantom of the Opera. How bad is that? And I call myself a musical fan. I haven't watched Phantom of the Opera. I know the song, I'm not even going to bother singing, but I know the song. I know songs from quite a lot of musicals, to be honest, because I listen to the musical songs. Oh, and Wicked, I love the soundtrack, and Sister Act soundtrack, I've got that as well. Like, I've got quite a few soundtracks for musicals from the, you know, the Broadway and West End shows. I love them. Has anyone seen Wicked? That is amazing. I loved it. And I love all the songs in that. I'm just going with the black. I'm not going with any other colour on her. I'm a huge musical fan. Like, they just make me feel happy. Robin. Jazz, the colour-a-thon. Okay. So this weekend coming, it's just 48 hours of you joining in, and you know, you don't have to solidly colour. It's just dedicate in that 48 hours as much time as you can to colour in. So channels will be streaming over that time. I haven't got the times of everyone yet because I don't think everybody's confirmed whether they're definitely streaming or their times, but it's just going to be you know, just a weekend dedicated to it. It's for all colouring channels, all people to join in. It's for everyone, and it's just going to be once every 3 months. And it's just like, you know, like we all have reading challenges and things like that. It's just a colouring thing. It's just for you to dedicate that time towards it. So it'd be really, really good. I'm going to go over Posca pen now, guys. I'm just going to go in between. And you can do as much as you can, as little as you can in that time. You can, if you can't join in, you can join in on the next one. If you can't sit that long because of health, you know, you can just join in on the fun rather than having to sit down and, you know, colour yourself. So you choose a time on what you want to stream. You can choose any time what suits you. As I told Kate earlier, because Kate was asking me, it's got to be something that can fit in with your life as well, because first and foremost, you've got a family and you've got a life. So I'm just going down there, guys, and I'm just gonna, you have to fit it into your life, and that's fine. I'm just gonna bring over here as well, guys. So as long as you have fun with it, and as long as it's something that you want to be doing, then yeah. Up on her hat, I'm just gonna, okay, so the 3 sisters are actually done. So we can now do we'll do the moon first, and then we can do the grass and the fog, and they're done. Yeah, that's it. It's got to suit you. It's, you know, just make sure you have fun with it. Don't feel pressured that you've got to do full 48 hours. It's not that kind of thing. You can do whatever you can. Fantastic. That's it. Okay, so I think we're going to go for watercolours on the bottom. I think we shall go for, I'm going to grab my brushes, guys. I think I'm going to go for a Jane Davenport. I'm just going to have a look. I'll bring it out in front of me so you can see exactly my thought process and what I'm doing. Okay, so I have got these like Jane Davenport sets, and I do use them. I didn't at first, but I love them. Okay, so this is the Glitz, I don't know if you can see, the Glitz C set. If I can open it, it'll be great. And the colours that you get inside are really lovely. I'll show you. So these are the colours that you get inside. And I have swatched them, which is really nice. But like always, I still get a bit of paper and have a look. So I'm going to bring a bit of paper so we can see exactly what we're going to be using for the bottom, because we add the texture in and stuff after. I haven't actually done, oh my goodness, what's happened here? Oh no, it's come out of the packaging. It's come out of its little compartments. That sort of puts me on edge. I don't know why that happened. I hate that sort of thing. I don't know about you guys, but I really do. So I've just got like my brush. I'm just going to have a quick test on what green. Quite like these olivey greens. So like these types are really nice for grass because it gives it quite an earthy tone. Because these other ones like here are quite bright and in your face. And they don't really, for me, they don't really suit the picture. So I'm going to go for more of an earthy tone like this one. So I have no idea what tone that is. I have to check it on my swatch. Yeah, I am too. I'm so looking forward to hopping on everyone's streams. It's going to be really, really cool. I think I'm going to go for this one. I think this one is, I've kept the little, because I'm going to like put them down. I think this one is called Water Spirit. This one. I think that's what that is. So that's great. I kept them because I wanted to know the names of them, but I have swatched them. So you want quite a good amount on your brush. These are watercolours. You can mix watercolours in a little palette as well. But to be honest, you know, you can have them here if you want. You don't, you know, you can have them on the lid and you can always wipe them off after, although you might have to use it again. So I think that'd be enough. Okay, so now we can like just base down. You can water it down a little bit. See, oh, good thing with watercolors is you can bring it down. Now your page will buckle, your paper will buckle because it is water, but that's okay. Don't be scared of it. I used to be so frightened of this, but it doesn't matter because it will buckle, but you can always flatten it out. So before it dries, you want to kind of bring across. Now you can keep adding a bit of water in, so you can add it by bringing it over. And I just sort of want a line. I don't want to do it all the way to the bottom. I just bring a line of it. And we're going to add in some detailing after. So don't worry about getting like the paper not saturated. You can have a certain amount of water, but don't be scared to, because this frightens people, and it used to frighten the life out of me doing this. But I love it now. And you can flatten it out. And just adding a bit of water to that. And you start adding your texture in with some acrylic paints. I'll show you after, because we're going to do it all. We're going to finish this today, guys. And then we're going to add some shadow in where they're standing in with some black pencil as well. So this is a really lovely set for anyone that wants, you know, Jane Davenport sets. I recommend them. I use them now quite often. And the brushes that I use in particular, you don't have to use these ones. You can use any sort of nylon brush, but these have got a straight edge, so it makes it a lot easier for me. I love my brushes. I'm so in love with these brushes. These are the Daler Rowney graduate ones. I love them. So we're bringing this over. You can add some more in. So I'm just concentrating on the page for a moment, lovelies, and I will look at the chat in a moment. So we're just basing this down, and you can start adding some darker bits in after, but you want a base coat first. Don't be afraid to like have a go with this. And it is Create Space paper, and it will buckle. So I usually get asked that question, does your page buckle? Yep, it does. But not a huge amount, not enough to bother me. And not enough to ruin your page, you know, your picture. And you've got to work pretty quickly to have like an even coverage as well. And then we'll start adding in texture. Sorry guys if it's Yeah, it's a nice sound. It's like got a crinkly sound, hasn't it? I don't like doing it in my main books. I said this to my mum the other day. My Create Space books, I absolutely love doing this. But it's really strange, like in my big books, I don't like doing it. Because a lot of them are double-sided, aren't they? But on single-sided stuff, like, I'm genuinely do not care. So I highly recommend doing this with like a flat end so that you've got a straight line. We're covering the entire area. And then we can add in a little bit of depth in a moment. So we're just covering all over. I think Andrew's just driven in, so you'll hear him in a moment. God, Tilly has been unbelievably quiet, and I'm going to jinx myself saying that. She'll probably start screaming in a minute. Have you noticed that? Like, she's been so quiet. Okay, so we've covered like the entire area for now. You can start to bring in, if you want, a little bit darker. So we can add in, I'm going to add in a couple of colours together, I think. Darken that up. So we can start dropping in and blending in a moment. A little bit of a mixture. And then if you get a bit of water, you can blend that out. And with your pen, but you've got to be careful with this bit because it can oversaturate your page and then you'll end up with torn papers, because I'll have to go and dry this off. So now I'm going to bring up here as well. So can you see that enough, guys? Because this is going to be a bit shadowed as well. Because that would be a shadow from the ladies. And I'm going to do the same in here. And then you're going to add some black pencil when that bit dries anyway. So just be a little bit careful with doing this because you can tear your page. So I've got quite a dry brush doing this. And the same with this lady here. Get your watercolours out. Yeah, oh, can you iron them? See, I'd be a bit frightened to do that. I just want to shadow her up a bit. I'm a complete like novice with this, guys. Like, you know, my word is not Bible on this. I'm kind of new to all the watercolours and stuff. But we add in all our effects after, so... I'm just going to bring that out. So yeah, as I say to most people, I'm not a professional. I just show you what I do. Like, this is just how I do things. I'm no way a professional. I'm no way in any shape or form someone that, you know, can give massive advice on paints. I'm playing around myself and we're hoping for the best. And yeah, you know, that's all we can do. We can have fun with it. But I'm not a professional and I'm not at all an artist or, you know, an expert or any of that. But we can have a little bit of fun. Okay, we've got a bit of a sort of thing going. Hi, buddy, going. See you later, Jen. Yeah, so, like, I do say this to people because I get, you know, people saying, oh, how'd you do this and how'd you do that? And I'm like, oh my gosh, you know, I'm a complete beginner myself. So, don't take what I say as Bible, because it's not. I'm a newbie. So in the corner we've got a moon. So I'm going to zoom you in. And I'm going to start with this moon. Now I am going to get myself, if I just, sorry about my arm for a moment. I've got some acrylic paints. If I show, do you want to quickly just see what I've got? Let me just move that a minute. So this is my acrylic paints tub here, and I've got all my acrylic paints in here. So I need to find my white and my light grey, which is exactly what I just picked out. So I've got some new ones. Look, we got some Americana. So we're going to be doing more with these babies very soon. Ugh. And we're going to now zoom in again. KP, you're amazing. And I say the same about myself, you know. I find it really hard to say to people, yes, I'm not a professional. I just like to show you what I can do and what I've learned and picked up along the way myself. And if you like that, then we're winning. We're halfway there. You need a white Prismacolor for this part, because I've mucked up a little bit and I've not done. Okay, so I'm just going to white out that part, because me being me, because I was talking, I'm just going to add in a moon. I'm going to add the things after, but I completely mucked up on that bit. So I'm adding in a bit of a moon. Now I want a bit of a glow here. We can go over the black bits after. So we're going to bring the glow down. While we're waiting for this to dry and adding in our grassy effect, I'm going to bring like a moon glow around and down here as well. Is this in shot, guys? So I want a bit of an aura. Yeah, silly me. I can add in the branches after. Okay, so now I'm going to get in a grey. I want a light grey. So I'm going to go for warm grey 30%. I'm going to go some in there. I'm going to add in some more branches with a black Posca after, because I forgot to add in the moon on that part. Yeah, don't worry about me. I completely missed the line, so we'll add it in after, guys. So now I'm going to get cream, if I can find cream. It will look different in the end. Can't find my cream. I can never find things. Where is my cream? My cream has gone missing. Oh my goodness, why can't I find things? Oh, I found it, I found it. Yeah, we're winning. So now I've got cream, and I'm just going to go into here. We're going to add a bit of texture in. We're going to make it work. We're going to make it work, because silly me, I completely missed it. I'm going to go over with a black Posca pen after. So we're going to add in, and now I just want white to bring down a bit of a mist again. And then I want a darker grey in a minute. I'm just bringing in a bit of a mist. Your black Posca will work magic in a minute. Now with like a dark grey, and in this case I've got a 70%. I'm going to add in, like, you know on the moon you've got little, like, I don't know, they're like crevices. I don't know what they are, but they're there, whatever they are. And now you need a black Posca. If you had more of a brain than I did, you wouldn't have gone over that. But I was chatting away on the day and I missed it, so you're probably better than me on that respect, because as I say, my brain was not with it that day. You can grab any. Do you know what? I'm just going to grab a fine liner. So this is just a fine liner pen, and you know those ones that I have missed because I was talking, I'm going to add them back in. And as I say, you've probably got more of a brain than I have, guys. And, well, I don't say probably, you will have more of a brain than I do. And you wouldn't have missed that. But me being me, because I was chatting, I completely missed it. Why has my pen stopped working? And you're just going over those branches that we've misted out, but we want the mist in the background. So you can see the branches are back in there. Okay. With that moon, sorry about knocking the camera, I'm going to add, this is a Spectrum Noir sparkle. I'm just going to add in a sparkle to it, just over the moony parts, and then we'll do a second coat of that. And now, while I'm waiting, because this is not quite dry, CK, I'm going to grab my white acrylic paint, and then we'll finish the grass off when it's dried. I'm going to get my palette. Right, bear with me, guys. I'll be back in 2 ticks. Bring that down. Oh, sorry, Chip. Oh, sorry, Chip. I dropped the cushion on him. Bless him. Okay, so I've got a palette here. If I zoom you out, I can show you exactly what I'm doing. So I need a tiny bit of white. This smallest bit. You don't need much at all. See how tiny? Tiny, tiny. And then I need some water. So let me clean my brush, because I'm just going to add some water in. So I want some water into this mix. So I'm mixing. I really want it watered down. A bit more even. Remember I said about dip and drab? This is what we're going to do. And then we're going to finish the grass, finish the mist, and then they're done. They're done. We can add some stickles and they're done. Okay, so that's really watery now. Look, really nice and watery. Now, with my finger, you're going to get messy. With my finger, see how sort of watery that is? I'm going to drag. I'll zoom you in. I'm going to bring this over for you. I'm going to water this down even more. And dip and drag. Now I am going to go slightly over them because they are in a misty wood. Not a huge amount, but just enough. Just to sort of bring an effect. over them. Like they're in a mist. And then we've got to do her crystal ball, so I won't do it over that part. I'm just sort of giving you a bit of an atmosphere because we've got to do her crystal ball in a minute with the white. So we've got to do purple and then white. Okay, so they're like in a misty wood. Let me drag that a bit out a bit. So we like that. They've got like a misty effect. We happy with that? Because I want you guys to like it as well. With her crystal ball, we're going to add some bit more after. With her crystal ball, I want it purple. So I'm going to go for like I like purpley red. I think I'm going to go for mulberry in PC995. I'm going to zoom you in again. And with her crystal ball, I want this to be really crystally, and I do want this purpley, so we're going to do this in purples. And I'm going to get a Posca pen. And with my Posca pen, I'm going to go around the edge very finely. And I'm going to add in like like a shine. And then, okay. Now with that, I do want that to glow and glitter. So I'm going to give it some Wink of Stella. It's going to be all the way around. And you can't see it on stream until if I was to somehow catch the light, but it does sort of shine. You have to wait for the first coat to dry. We'll put a second coat on it. Now this is sort of going crinkly now, this page. Right, now I can add a second coat, I think. Right, you want it quite glittery, so I'm going to squeeze some glitter down. And I'm just going to go for a second coat of that. And then, with that white that I've got, I'm going to do it with a brush, I think. So I'm going to go for the brush. And just around the edging, I'm just going to sort of bring it so it's watery, but I want it all like it's sort of misty. Might need to thicken that up a bit. Hi, Amberly. Just want a little bit. I want this a bit thicker, guys. So I've just added a bit. Just around the edging. Just want it like it's a glowing. It's a bit watery, but not hugely. I want it to glow. You can add another colour in if you wanted, like a yellow. Personally, I just want it like white. I want it like just a misty ball. So if I zoom out, you can see it's like got a misty effect, and now I can add some stickles when that's dry. So it's a bit like a glowing ball. How are you? Now with the grass, I've got dark greens. Now you can add whatever green that you feel fit. That's kind of dry now. That was watercolor. Now I'm still going to grab a couple of greens, what I think I would like in it. I think I would like this one, which is forest green. And this is like, I'll show you. This is going to start adding in some texture and some woodland and stuff. So, like I always show you on a piece of paper, this is kind of like a dark green. And with the dark green, if I bring this over, you can add a bit of texture in if you like. So you can, hold on, because we're going to start to texture this up a bit. And we can fade that out. So I just like to add a bit of effect in things, because backgrounds can be so plain and so, oh, I don't know the word, but you know, where they just don't have a lot going on in them. So I'm sort of just dabbing on the page. Now I'm going to just put water on my brush. I'm not going to do anything else on the brush. And I'm just going to bring that down a little bit. Just like it's water, just water now. I'm just watering it. There's no paint on my brush at all. You can just play around with your backgrounds and your grasses and stuff. You don't have to do this at all. I'm just playing around really. I've just got water on the brush and I'm going to bring down now. This is going to dry and it's going to dry into, don't forget this, when it's wet it's a lot darker. And when it dries up it sort of, yeah, they can be, you know, and it's not every time backgrounds work out for me either, but now I just have fun with them, because I used to hate doing backgrounds. Don't forget this is wet, so this is going to be, now you can add in, if you want to, just like grass is like, I don't know, you can pretty much do what you want in it. I'm just adding little bits in now. You know, backgrounds, it's just like a big open empty horrible space, and sometimes you just don't know what you want to do, but oh well, that just what will be will be. I'm not too fussed anymore. I used to be so frightened of them, but to be honest, like, I really don't mind anymore. I'm going to bring this down, because you can add stuff. They are great fun, but the thing is, you know, they don't always turn out perfect, and you might not like mine at all, and that's fine. You know, it's fine. Not everyone's going to like it, but you don't have to do it all. Now, with these, I don't know about you, but I just add, like, they're like, you know those, what are they called? But they're like a wishy thing. You make a wish from them. I can't think what they're called, but you make a little wish and they're white. I just add them on the ends. You can just do what you want with your background. Like, personally, I just have a little play around. I quite like the effects. I like mixed media stuff on backgrounds in the Misfits. You don't have to do this. This is just optional. I'm just showing you what I would sit here. If I was sitting here with a Misfits book, this is genuinely what I'll be doing. I just play around, and what, you know, I personally don't like every single background that I do, but now I just like it. I just like playing. Right, I'm going to grab just a marine green, and this is just a Prisma. You got to be careful with this, because if your paper is really wet, you can't pull this off. And I'm just adding in. Alright, and then with my black, a black Prisma, if I can find it, because I seem to lose everything even though it's in front of me. I've got to find my black now. well, I can use sepia. I don't have to use black. I'm going to use sepia, guys. You know, like if they were to shadow the grass a bit. I'm just going to add a bit of dark, just like a shadow. Oh, they're not in shot. So I'm just going around the edge in here, just like if they were to shadow the grass. So, and the same with here. So, you know, like if you had someone standing and then you would shadow an area on the grass. That's what I'm doing. So make sure my bottom part is dry. If it's dry, it's okay to do this. If it's not dry, you'll rip the paper. So I'm just going on the opposite side of what the moon glow would be. And then we're going to add some stickles and we're done. So I'm just being brave with my backgrounds now and like with mixed media because it's not for everyone and that's okay. You could do up to the point of that and add your own spin on it if you want, if the background's not for you. You can smooth out backgrounds with pencils if you don't like the watercolor look. Personally, I like it. And just have fun. Okay, so that is... Thank you. That's okay. I like to sort of explain as I'm going along what I'm doing. You know, it's just so that I can sort of take... The thing is, I sort of talk you through where my head's in, like what I sort of think as I go along. I like to share everything, and if I can share that, then it kind of gives you an idea, you know, what I am sort of like going to be doing with you. And I like to sort of just go through everything so that if you like it, you can pick it up, and if you don't, then you know, it's fine. So I'm going to get, now that's dry, I'm going to get some stickles in crystal, and I'm just going to put a blob. This is in the middle because that bit's dry now. And just in the middle of her crystal ball, I'll show you. So it's like glittery, and the same with the moon. I'm just going to add a tiny little bit, not much, just a little bit, just at the top. I like this one, crystals and diamond. They're my two favourites. So your paper's going to be a bit wet and it's got to take some time to dry. I think we could probably have a little bit more on that. Right, Chip's going to bark because Andrew's just coming in. And then with my fog, I'm just going to grab some more fog again. And then we're going to just add that on to, you know, because I couldn't bring it. Just mind Chip. Chip, shush. I'm just going to add some more fog. And then we're done. We're done on it then. Hiya. But I couldn't do that until the grass was completely done. He was happy to see you, Andrew. And it's a bit more watered down now. And then I just want to add the last of it. And now that picture, in my eyes, until it's completely dry, is done. If I move, you should see the state of my table. They say, hi, Andrew. Hi, YouTube. And that is going to be done for me. Hold on, I should take these back out. So I'm just giving you an idea of where my headspace goes on these pictures. And that is all I do on a mixed media picture. I just sort of play around and have fun with it. Yeah, it's very similar. Like, let me try and get the twin. If I turn my lamp up, hold on. Sorry about the washout, guys. But if you look, it is transparent and it glitters just as much as the crystal diamond. So it's pretty much on the same sort of wavelength. So yeah, we've finished our misfits, and I've done it all on stream. I've not done anything away from stream. So I hope you like them. And that is more or less what I do on my misfits. It's just like a good fun, you know, thing to do. They're not serious pictures. They're just a fun, creative, mixed media, just a ton of fun. That's the only word I've got for them. I love them. I love doing them. When I don't feel like, you know, doing like a Hannah Carlson or something, or a Serene, and I just really want something quick and easy. If I bring this back, look at the state of my side. If I want something quick and easy, these are just the ticket, because you can just have a good time with them, and you don't really mind, you know, so much on if the background goes wrong, if the paints don't work out, then yeah, you know, it's no big deal. You've had fun, that's all that matters. I'm just taking that away, so we'll bring that over a bit. So I hope you like it. This is from, if anyone wants to go back on the first one, this is from number 6, which is the Halloween. And we have finished the Three Sisters. I think it's called Sisters. Yeah, it's called Sisters. It's from volume 6, and it's the Halloween special. So I hope you enjoyed that. I think that is pretty good, because we got it done in like 2 videos. Oh, thanks, Sarah. I'm still winging it at the moment with the mixed medias. It's just great fun. I'll quickly show you some of the paints I got this week, and then I'm going to disappear because I've been on stream for an hour and a half. Okay, so this week I got some Americana paints, and they're not open yet. So I've got Rookwood Red, Yellow Ochre. I've got, this one came today, Peony Pink. I got Plantation Pine, Burnt Umber. These are all the ones that I got this week. And I got, what's this one? Bahama Blue. And these are just like really fun to play around with. And Red Violet. I have to bring this up. I got some Red Violet. These are all the Americana ones. Peruvian Blue. And Slate Grey. I got a few. Fawn. I did another little order when I shouldn't have done. Because they're only cheap. And then I got Celery Green. And these are great paints if you want to play around with paints. Driftwood and Country Blue. Oh, and there's 2 more. Where's the other one? 2 minutes, guys. These 2. And I got French Grey Blue and Pink Chiffon. So they're the ones that I got this week, and I really love doing them. Oh, and I discovered this a few weeks ago, and I've only just used it. So this is like it's 3D effect, and it's glittery, and it's like snow, and you put it on and it gives a bit of a texture. And yeah, you can have a paint party with me. Come and have a paint party. So I was really happy with these. So I've got loads of paints to sort of play around with now, and backgrounds in the Misfits especially, and the Hannah Lynn's. And I'm gonna properly learn and teach myself how to do graduate backgrounds, like an ombre background. So yeah, you've got some recommendations from me there. I don't think to swatch them though, do you? You just sort of test them out beforehand. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed that. So we finished off our sisters, our 3 sisters, and I'm quite happy with how that turned out. It's just got to dry, and I showed you my paints. I'm going to be streaming on Saturday and Sunday this weekend because it's the colour-a-thon at 4 o'clock my time. We'll finish the Hedgehog on Saturday, and we're going to start the Mythomorphia double page. That Mythomorphia double page will be from beginning to end on stream, not in one go. It's going to be in about 50 million parts, but you know what it is like, because they're double pages. But I'm not going to do any away from the camera. So I am going to stream both days. I am going to start the Mythomorphia double page, and we are going to finish off the Hedgehog page and do a background. And that should be, oh my goodness, I'm not having a great time. I'm dropping everything. That should be fun. So we're going to start a double pager, and I'm going to learn how to do like a night sky with the acrylic paints on that one as well. So yay for the colour-a-thon. Yeah. Bake party. Should have one. Alright then guys, have a great afternoon. I'll speak to you on Saturday, those of you who join. Those who are just going to join in on the colour-a-thon and not the streams, then remember to hashtag it as colour like nobody's watching so we can find all the amazing pictures that everyone's doing. Have a great afternoon, great evening, great morning wherever you are. And I'll see you all on Saturday. So take care everyone. Bye.